Do you have a soul? How is your spiritual life? Show us. Bobby. Ah, my dear Yuji friends, vibrato will give you the balance you need for your spiritual life. Why play this? When you can play this? So the two examples I just showed you, the first one was without vibrato and the second one was with vibrato and bending. So we're going to compare these two ways of playing, and hopefully by the end of the day you're going to have come to some really new insights, especially if you're completely new to the guitar and wondering what gear should I buy to get that cool screaming sound. I have got that question quite a bunch of times, and the answer is pretty simple. You don't need any special gear, you need to practice. Most of all, you gotta practice vibrato. So we're playing a 4-note passage starting on the 15th fret on the high E string. Striking this note twice. Ending on the 15th fret B note. This doesn't sound very nice. And the reason for that is because I have old strings and most guitars are poorly intonated, which means you're out of tune mostly when you're playing the high notes up here. So let's compensate this boring feel with a little bit of vibrato. So instead of just playing, we're gonna be sliding up to the 15th fret and bending like never before. So what I'm doing is just a normal bend, slide, and bending up the note, and once I've reached the pitch up here, it's a whole step bend, I'm actually striking 2 strings and applying tons of vibrato. You don't have to grab 2 strings, you can do it with 1 string and it will still sound cool. Okay? Now from there, I'm going to go to the 14th fret and I'm going to be performing a half step bend using both my fingers like that. Then we're going to go to the 12th fret, standard note, and then we're going to go to the 15th fret B string and we're going to apply some heavy vibrato once again. Slowly. So it's your choice. Do you want to sound like this? Or do you want to sound like... It's your choice, Bobby. Okay, so now that I've provided you with an example of how cool a standard, simple, boring passage can be when applying some bending and vibrato, I'm gonna go through my golden rules of vibrato. Man, I gotta practice my vocal vibrato. I don't have any. Man! If you're playing this kind of thing, okay, that's a little lick there. Instead of just playing it the standard way, you actually have a couple of milliseconds resting on the 5th fret here. So we're starting on the 7th fret on the G string, and there we're going to apply, just for the hell of it, some vibrato. Now, it's not going to sound very good in the beginning, but where I'm getting at is that you need to kind of let go of those notes where you're just resting without doing anything. So I never want you to get into this kind of situation and just, you know, stay there. You always need to try to apply some kind of vibrato because we're playing the guitar here, not the piano. Okay? So that's how I got started. And in the beginning, it didn't sound very good, of course, but at least I tried all the time to achieve some kind of vibrato. Now, the real threshold experience came when I realized that vibrato needs to be practiced like every other technique. So how do you practice vibrato? Well, first of all, vibrato is just a bend performed, usually pretty quickly. A normal bend would be... Now vibrato would rather be... So, in order to get a good and controlled vibrato, practice bending slowly. If you don't start out slowly, you're going to get an uneven vibrato and it's going to sound horrible. It's really going to sound horrible. Let me illustrate this. An uneven vibrato, in best case, would sound like this. Okay, we don't want that. We want an even vibrato. The last tip I want to give you before showing you a vibrato exercise is something I discovered quite recently. I've always been doing vibrato by using my wrist, and I still use it a lot. But it struck me, with all the cool guitarists I've got at my site guitarmasterclass.net, it struck me that the best performed vibrato, or at least in my opinion, was done with a whole arm. Now, usually when playing, you don't want to include your, arms and shoulders too much. I try to get away from that when, with the picking and all that. But for vibrato, I found that it gave me a depth in the vibrato which I couldn't achieve with just standard wrist vibrato. So to illustrate this, the movement you want to be doing when practicing vibrato is this kind of movement, just like if you're weightlifting or something, or if you're showing your muscles to your girlfriend, if you got any. Okay, I don't know if you can see my arm now. Okay, that's the whole arm, not like that. That works fine too, but it gives a different feel.